is a renowned reciter of the Quran and a specially trained munshid, and he has a tremendous voice, mashallah, tabarakallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala preserve him. And as well, our khatib today needs no introduction, but I would like to welcome Sheikh Nour Kabbani. Sheikh Nour is a scholar in various sciences of our tradition. He's a teacher and he's a spiritual master. He has many students, and there are people in many communities all over the world who look to him for guidance. And so may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to bless him and preserve him. And we are honored to have him here today with us. Without further delay, we'll ask him to address us. So here's the pulpit.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. I think my brother has introduced my dad. My father, Sheikh Kabbani. He is the one that is the scholar. He is the one that has the various students around the world. And I'm just following his footsteps and also the footsteps of my grandfather, Sheikh Nazim al-Haqqani. He's from Cyprus. Both of them are masters in their fields. And what is their field? Their field is how to acquire Nour. Nour. First we say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'een. Alhamdulillah, we are all Muslims. Muslims believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and also believe in al-yawm al-akhir, the last day. The last day, a day will come where everybody is going to stand up. Everybody knows that, no need to address that. But on that day, there will be some group of people that they will look up to the Muslims or the mu'mins and they will say, why don't you give us some of your Nour? Why? The day of judgment is all darknesses upon darknesses for the unbeliever, darkness upon darkness for the munafiq. Yeah. You can be a Muslim zahiran, you can be a Muslim externally. You can say, I believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I believe in the messenger, Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and I'm doing what you're doing. I'm praying, I'm fasting, I'm reading Quran. But internally he is not. He is a pretender or a fake one, or somebody that has a goal, wants something to acquire, to achieve. So on that day, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Hadid, He said, Asta'idhu billah, يوم يقول المنافقون والمنافقات للذين آمنوا انظرونا نقتبس من نوركم. On that day, munafiq, the one that says, I am a believer, I say La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, they will look upon the mu'min, the true mu'min, and they will tell them, look at us so we can take some of your Nour. What do the mu'mins say to them? The mu'mins will say, ارجعوا وراءهم قيل ارجعوا وراءكم. Turn back. فالتمسوا نورا. Find the Nour. And where do they find the Nour? In dunya. Your position, your job, all insan. You are all human beings. Whatever a human being believes in, he has to understand, or she has to understand that it is for that Nour. Why do you need that Nour? So you can find your way upon the sirat on the day of judgment. If you have no Nour, that you are passing on that sirat al-mustaqim, that bridge that has been put upon Jahannam, if you have no Nour, you will fall. So in dunya, your job, oh Muslim, oh mu'min, is not to waste your time too much outside doing this and doing that. You have to find that Nour. فَالْتَمِسُ نُورًا. Why? Because you need that Nour to know where you're stepping. You don't step in the wrong space and you will fall down. It is said that even on that day there will be levels of Nour that some mu'min will have only, Muslim will have only Nour in his thumb that will flicker, will light up and fade, light up and fade. But it will be enough for them to see their way. So in this world, we have to find that Nour. And what is that Nour? That is Iman. We say Iman. What is Iman? What is Iman? Iman is how much you know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ma'rifatullah. How much of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, of His characteristics, His attributes, His names, how much of Him do you know? Ask yourself. When you think of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what do you think? You might think one word, one name, one sentence, and then you don't. But when somebody asks you about Facebook in detail, about Instagram in detail, about Microsoft in detail, about whatever it is in detail, mashallah, you can write a volume. But when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the topic, every mu'min, every Muslim struggles to find few things about Him. Few things about Him. It is said that, mashallah, if you are so rich, because everybody wants to be rich in this world. Okay, if you're so rich, feed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's creation one meal. Can you do that? All of His creation, from the insect to the whale, feed His creation one meal. If you think that you are rich, that you can provide, who is the rich? Who is Al-Ghani? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So know that about your Lord, oh insan. Don't say, mashallah, I'm feeding 10 people, I'm feeding 20 people, I'm feeding my village, I'm feeding my city, I'm feeding my country. How about feeding the universes? Not only this world, Allah has endless creation. Why don't you feed all of them? You can't. So know that you are faqir. أنتم الفقراء إلى الله. You are the faqir, you are the needy, you are the penniless one. Can you get yourself to say that? No. The doctors? No, of course not. Because I used to be a doctor. I know my colleagues. They think that they own everything. They think they are on top of the world. And they walk with pride and arrogance. مختالا فخورا. They walk with the gait that they walk, the steps that they take is such, like pride is just pouring from their faces. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not like, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُحِبُّ مَنْ كَانَ مُخْتَالًا فَخُورًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not like the one that walks with pride and arrogance. So Allah is Al-Ghani. You have to always know that you are faqir. No matter how much you have, you are always faqirun ilallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one. So understand that about your Lord. Second, you think you're powerful. MashaAllah, I'm so strong. I can do anything I want. I can move mountains. I can shake the earth. And MashaAllah, you are so strong. Idfa anka al-maut. Awliyaullah have said, okay, why don't you push death away? Can you push death away? Where's your strength? When you are on that hospital bed, when you are at your home in bed, pretending to be the king of the universes, pretending to be He-Man, I'm so strong, push away death from you, oh insan. You can't. So then you have to know that you are da'if. You are weak. وَخُلِقَ الْإِنسَانُ ضَعِيفًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Himself is saying in the Holy Quran, human being was created weak. So why the arrogance and pride? Oh, human being. Third, if you think that you are strong, if you think that you are rich, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Al-Ghani, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Al-Qawi. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us. You see it. You see it every time you go to bed. You see yourself out. Can you push that snoozing away, or push that sleepiness away? You can't. And when you wake up, can you prevent yourself from waking up? You can't. You can. So you have to know that you are in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You are in the hands of somebody else. You are in the hands of someone else that has taken over your power, that has taken over your body, that has taken over your soul. You have to come to terms with that, oh insan. You have to understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only one capable, the only one Razzaq, the only one Qawi, the only one Aziz. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you Nour. When you believe in Him as such, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you endless Nour. And that is ma'rifatullah. That's what you need to know. Oh human being, obtain that Nour. Follow what Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has brought. Follow what his Sahaba have conveyed. Follow what the Tabi'een and Tabi'een have followed. Follow their footsteps. You will find your way on the day of judgment. You will find that Nour, that munafiq, the hypocrite, is asking for. That give us from that Nour so we can find our way to Jannah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent you, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, to show you the door to Jannah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Holy Quran, Asta'idhu billah, وَالَّذِينَ اجْتَنَبُوا الطَّاغُوتَ وَأَنَابُوا إِلَى اللَّهِ فَبَشِّرْ وَأَنَابُوا إِلَى اللَّهِ لَهُمُ الْبُشْرَى فَبَشِّرْ عِبَادِ. Give the glad tidings. To whom? How can you reach Ma'rifatullah? How can you reach that Jannah? You reach that Jannah when you avoid Taghut. What is Taghut? Taghut is anybody that has went overboard with disobedience. The first one is Shaitan. Shaitan has gone overboard with his disobedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the ones that have followed. There are tawaghit, there are taghut everywhere. They are the backers of Shaitan, the supporters of Shaitan, the soldiers of Shaitan everywhere. You have to stay away from them. You have to run away from them. And what? وَأَنَابُوا إِلَى اللَّهِ. You have to come to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And where do you find Allah? Where do you find Him? It is said, Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam has asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Rabbi, how can I find you? He said, Ya Musa, إِذَا قَصَدْتَ إِلَيَّ فَقَدْ وَصَلْتَ إِلَيَّ. The minute you turn your face towards me, the minute you take to me, the minute you remember me, you have reached me. Instantly. It's not in the moon, it's not in Mars, it's not here, it's not there. The minute you turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you have reached Him. The minute you say, Allahu Akbar, Ya Rabbi, I'm pushing away dunya and whatever is in it behind me, I'm done. I'm in your presence. How many of us do that? When you go into namaz, how many of us say, Ya Rabbi, I'm done with all this dunya and its junk. I'm turning my face to you. And what do? Ya Rabbi, I come in humbleness. Why do you put your hands, and some others, they put their hands down, and you put your neck down in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What are you doing? You are coming down from maqam al-takabbur to maqam al-tawadu'. You are coming down from the level of pride and arrogance to the level of humbleness and humility. How do you pray in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Like this or like this? How do you pray? You have to pray like this. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ خَاشِعُونَ. Where's your khushu'? The moments that will make it are the ones that are humble and in humility in their prayers. الَّذِينَ هُمْ فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ خَاشِعُونَ. Where is your khushu'? Oh mu'min, oh Muslim. So when you push dunya away, Ya Rabbi, you are greater. Dunya is not great, and akhirah is not great. You are greater. When you say Allahu Akbar, you have turned away everything. You have turned back everything. I am coming towards you, oh my Lord. When you humble yourself down in your qiyam, you are coming down from that level of arrogance or station of arrogance to station of humbleness. Station of humbleness, that's what you need to do. You have to understand, why do you do these stages in namaz, in prayer? Of course, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam taught us how to pray, and Sayyidina Jibreel alayhi salam showed to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam how to pray. But there are always meanings. It's not only zahir, it's not only external knowledge. There's some meanings to it. So you are putting your ego down. You are khushu'. You are humbling yourself in front of the majestic one, instead of in front of the great one. And then when you go to ruku', what happens? What is ruku'? When you make ruku', that is submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is khudu'. When you bend your head down and bow down to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what is that? That Ya Rabbi? No, I don't want to say that, but it's just for us to understand. When you are pulling a goat with a rope, or pulling a sheep with a rope, or a camel with a rope, where does that animal go? Anywhere you go. Anywhere you pull them, they go. So when you are making ruku', you are allowing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide you to wherever He wants you to be guided. You are telling Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Rabbi, what you show me, I'll do. The way you show me, I'll do. I'm not saying that we are animals that bring, no, don't understand it wrong, but I'm trying to bring that image to you. That first you humble yourself down. Second, you tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in your prayer, Ya Rabbi, whatever way you show me, I'm following. And then you go into sujood. I'm fully in submission to you. That is the must. That is the meaning, one of the meanings of why do we do these positions. And of course, there's so many meanings. That's what you need to do, O insan. Humble yourself down. Don't be proud. Don't be arrogant. And the third thing, we forgot the third thing. The third thing, mashallah, you are knowledgeable. You write volumes. You have written books. You have advised the presidents. You have advised the counselors. You have advised the prime minister. You have advised and advised and why? Because you have so much knowledge. Okay, tell me when you will die. Where's your knowledge? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has hidden that to make you understand that you are still jahil. When do you die? I don't know. Finally, one I don't know has come out. Actually, what you don't know is too much. There's ghaib. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the ghaib. لا يعلم الغيب إلا الله. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the ghaib. Now, how much of the ghaib do you know? Do you know what will happen tomorrow? No. Do you know what will happen when you will die? No. And what happens when you die? Who comes to you when you die? Oh, insan. That's why وَالَّذِينَ اجْتَنَبُوا الطَّاغُوتَ, the ones that avoid shaitan and his whisperings and the agents of shaitan. وَأَنَابُوا إِلَى اللَّهِ, they come to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, coming down from wanting dunya and everything else in dunya and wanting akhirah and everything else in akhirah to I want you, Ya Rabbi, you are Akbar, you are the greatest thing in my heart. Come down from that arrogance to humility. When you come down to that أَنَابُوا إِلَى اللَّهِ, they turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَأَنَابُوا إِلَى اللَّهِ لَهُمُ الْبُشْرَى, the glad tidings will come to them. That's what you need to be looking for, oh insan. When you will die, that glad tidings will come to you, that bushra. Bushra of what? Bushra of what? Bushra of Jannah, of course. Do you know that you are going to get the bushra of Jannah or no? How do you know? How do you know that you are from these lucky ones that will have the bushra, the glad tidings, that you are from Ahlul Jannah? It continues in the same verses. فَبَشِّرْ عِبَادِ الَّذِينَ يَسْتَمِعُونَ الْقَوْلَ فَيَتَّبِعُونَ أَحْسَنَهُ. Give that glad tidings to my servants that have listened to the qawl, to the words, and they have followed the best of it. That means a mu'min is the one that has an open ear to whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordered. The mu'min that runs to do actions and deeds as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordered, the minute he knows about it, he does it. The minute he knows that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam ordered certain things, he does it. The one that has open ear to that, not open ear to Google News, not open ear to politics, not open ears to banking systems, not open ears to what they call that now, the digital currencies, not open ear to what's going to happen. Leave that. You will leave and go. When Malaika will come to you, the one they will say, it is your turn, come with us. You will go. You will leave everything and go. Nothing is going to go down with you in the grave. Nothing. Nothing will go down with you in the grave except one thing. Your kafan. Your shroud. That's it. What you take from dunya is your kafan. Your cotton shroud. It is makruh to be expensive. It has to be average. That's what you have from this dunya on the way out. Oh insan, oh human being. So wait for that glad tiding to come to you. That glad tiding, اجتنبوا الطاغوت وأنابوا إلى الله. Avoided shaitan and turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How do you do that? So simple. You do it every day, but you don't have that understanding. That is La ilaha. La ilaha. Dunya is not what I follow and want. Shaitan is not what I follow and want. My ego's desires is not what I follow and want. What I want is illallah. When you say La ilaha illallah and repeat that, you are confirming, Ya Rabbi, I don't want anything but you. Nothing has power over me. Shaitan has no power over me. Dunya and whatever is in dunya and its pleasures and its power and its prestige has no power over me. All my desires that I crave in this world has no power over me either. I follow you and I want you. That is bushra. If you say that qawl, if you say that kalima tayyiba as much as you can, you repeat to yourself La ilaha illallah, that malaika will come to you and they will give you the glad tidings that you are from Ahlul Jannah. So that's why you sit in hilaq with zikr. You do it at home by yourself, you do it at home with your family, you do it in the masjid with people, you recite La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah, loud, silent, with people, without people. You have to make yourself say that, because when you say La ilaha illallah, you are making that Nour enter into your heart. That La ilaha illallah, that kalimatul tawheed is made out of 12 letters. They have said that these 12 letters are the external image of the Nour that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will send to your heart, Nour of Iman, Nour of Ma'rifatullah. When you know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Nour will guide you here and will guide you on the Sirat and will guide you into Jannah. So, oh insan, turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Leave what you are doing, too much of it, leave it. Take what is enough for you and be busy with tilawat al-Quran. Be busy with the recitation of Holy Quran. Be busy with hearing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's holy words. Be busy with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam's holy words and his ibadah, what he has taught to us, and be busy with befriending good ones. And let go of the ones that will not benefit you here and will not benefit you over there. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us. I don't want to make it any longer. Everybody, mashallah, is a knowledgeable person. Everybody knows what I have said. But it is a reminder. Our teachers, they have said, don't say I am teaching you. I have to be taught myself. Even Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him in Holy Quran, وَقُلْ رَبِّي زِدْنِي عِلْمًا. If you don't know that verse, look at it. Ya Rabbi, increase my knowledge. That means there's so much knowledge to take. Don't say I have mastered the knowledge. Don't be a proud one. Even if Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was told, Ya Rabbi, وَقُلْ رَبِّي, say, Ya Rabbi, oh my Lord, زِدْنِي عِلْمًا, increase my knowledge. That means you need to. And I need to. Everybody needs to. So always humble yourself down, but remind. وَذَكِّرْ فَإِنَّ الذِّكْرَ تَنْفَعُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Remind them. Remind the Muslims. Because reminding them will benefit them. Where? In dunya, will benefit them in akhirah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us from the ones that remember. وَمَا يَتَذَكَّرُ إِلَّا أُولُو الْأَلْبَابِ. The ones that remember are the ones with the clear mind. Clear mind from what? From the whispers of shaitan and the wants of dunya. When you clean up your mind from the dirtiness of this world, when you clear up your mind from the dirtiness of whispering of shaitan, then you start thinking clearly. And when you think clearly, you know that your time is coming. How am I going to stand in front of my Lord? Is coming. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala dress us with the best way to be in His presence. That is libas of taqwa. Don't forget, there is libas of taqwa. Wa libas of taqwa, dhalika khayr. Dhalika khayr. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling you, there is a libas, there is a dress that is the best of dresses. Not your Gucci, not your Armani. No, there's a better dress. What is it? Libas of taqwa. At-taqwa. What is taqwa? Taqwa ma siwa Allah. Leave everything other than Allah and turn to Him wholly, totally, as much as you can. Turn to Him. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows that we cannot turn to Him fully. That's why He said, وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ مَسْتَطَعْتُمْ. As much as you can. As much as you can, turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He has given you everything. And He wants you to take everything in Jannah, and He wants to take everything here in dunya. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us that chance, and that chance is following La ilaha illallah and following Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam as his messenger and servant. وأقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم وللمؤمنين فاستغفروه فيا فوزا للمستغفرين. أستغفر الله. Takbir. Takbir.